Welcome back to the show. I lost it again. This is my train of thought. Where were we? Oh yeah, questions. So many questions, so little time. All right. Now that we're back, we're gonna answer some questions that I got from the forum. This is including the NaruSaku forum itself and the Naruto forum. I do have an informant over there that is advertising for me over there and is taking questions for this podcast. So I do have some questions from there. But before I get into one question, here's one question for you guys if you want to follow along with this one. You know how we all know that Obito's and Kakashi's eyes are the same and they're linked and they go through the same dimension, right? Mm-hmm. Has there ever been a time where, like, oh, Kakashi, there's trash everywhere. What are we going to do about it? And Kakashi's like, oh, I got an idea. Vroom, vroom, vroom. And then Obito wakes up one morning. What a beautiful day to kill everybody. You know what? Let me take a shower. And then, okay, I got to teleport to everywhere it is. And teleports. And as he comes back out, he's all covered in gunk and things. What happened?
No, I never thought of that. That's a good assumption.
He goes back. Wait a minute. I'll be right back. Goes back in, trash, and then where all this porn come from?
Oh my god.
Kakashi.
Yeah, I could picture Omeka, whatever you say it. Like maybe when he first learned that move, he's like, "Hey, I didn't know I got this ability." And then like the next day in Konoha, all right, I'm gonna throw this trash. Teleport out. Oh, that's fire. Teleport out. And he does it like 2 more times, and then he just passed out. And then he's like, wake up in the hospital. What happened? And then Tsunade's like, oh, you just passed out, and I happened to bump to you. Oh man, I have limits. Damn.
All right, here's the real question. So that was just something I wanted to bring up, but the questions to the manga you didn't want to know. This first question is actually from Shadow Wolf, who I'm sadly he got sick. He was supposed to be a part of this podcast, but he never got a chance to because he got sick at work. But if you're listening to this, friend, buddy, get better. The podcast is one thing, but your health is another. So. But what he wanted to ask was, what initially attracted you to Naruto, and what keeps you reading it at present time? Nobody knows.
It's a long thought, I guess you could say.
I have an answer, somewhat. What got me into Naruto was the anime. I was watching it. I remember seeing it on Cartoon Network a long time ago. 3rd episode, I remember thinking Kakashi was their enemy or something because, he was beating them up and all that. And I was fascinated by the characters, just how they interacted, and the style, the world, and drew me in. Especially that Zabuza arc that pulled me in like none other. And then I kept, following it, read it in Shonen Jump for a while to keep up with the manga. And eventually I kind of, fell behind because Shonen Jump stopped. I'll just skip ahead to the point. What's keeping me reading it now is just habit. I honestly would rather not read it anymore, but I've devoted myself to this series for years upon years, and I can't imagine myself just dropping it. I have to read it. It's 15-20 minutes every week to read a chapter, so I don't have a problem with it, but I just feel the need to keep reading it just out of habit.
Drug addiction.
Pretty much.
Oh, babe,
Naruto's a drug.
One more chapter.
I first got into Naruto. Well, actually, at first I didn't like Naruto. Granted, I'd never seen an episode, but I thought it was just a stupid show, so I didn't bother watching it at all. But in 9th grade, a friend of mine showed me a music video of Naruto fighting Sasuke, and it was really cool. I just thought that the fight was really awesome. It reminded me of Dragon Ball Z, kind of. And I was a Dragon Ball Z junkie, so... But yeah, I still wasn't compelled to watch it, so I waited a few weeks, and one day when I was bored, I was like, oh yeah, what was that one series that Trent showed me? So, yeah, and I watched the first episode. Well, first I watched some other music videos, and then, seeing some of the spoilers caught my attention, so I decided to watch it. And surprise, surprise, I was a NaruSaku fan at first.
Same here.
I love the way she said that. Did she couldn't say it anymore. I'm a NaruSaku fan. I'm like, ooh.
Well, you said NaruSaku, did she?
NaruSaku.
Yes.
Yeah.
Ladies.
But, and the only reason why I was is because of the bench scene, and I had only seen music videos, right? So I thought it was Sasuke and Sakura, and then, actually seeing it, I realized it was Naruto. But, what's keeping me reading now? Partially out of habit. Definitely, I definitely feel this way about Bleach, out of habit for sure. But, with Naruto, it's partially out of habit. And then, I don't know, I just love the characters. I want to see what happens to them. I've dedicated so much time into the series, or I want to see a conclusion. I'm interested in seeing what's going to happen to my favorite characters. See if any of my expectations for them are going to happen at all, or if not, what is Kishi going to do that's different? I want to find out what's happening with Tsunade. Is she gonna die? I think she's gonna die, but so I want to see if that's actually gonna get confirmed, if the Kages are coming back, that kind of stuff. Just what's going on.
I thought it was my turn.
No, I know. I'm just saying a quick thing. I think Tsunade's gonna die, and the right Kage, just because their wounds are so severe. That's it.
Yeah, I feel the same way.
Well, I remember my cousin brought the DVD of Naruto. Well, but it was a bootleg DVD from Japan, and with a bad sub. I don't even know who sub is, because I remember at one point the sub has, instead of saying Rock Lee, it says Lee-Lock or something like that. I was like, ooh. And yeah, I don't know. It's just as bad as the infamous horrible sub from, not horrible sub, I forgot what sub name from the One Piece, the one that everybody got bare with in order to try to reach the Water 7 arc, but that's another story. Anyway, I remember seeing whose fight. I think I was seeing the Rock Lee fight, the Rock Lee versus Gaara. I remember seeing that. I was like, whoa, what is this? What is this anime? It looks so cool. It looked like a modern day, I don't know, DBZ, but not less, over the top, flying, Kamehamehas, nothing like that. But it's just so many fighting going on in that scene. I thought it was really, really cool. Yeah, I still didn't get into it, but I thought it was cool. I think I got into it when I find out about this whole torrent stuff, and that's, when I finally find out how to work with it. Yeah, the rest was history. I think the reason why I got into it so much is because I came from Dragon Ball Z. Dragon Ball Z was all fighting, battling, entertainment, exciting, stuff like that. But for Naruto, I mean, it has that, but it brought something new to me, because I wasn't familiar that anime could have the emotional side, especially with the Zabuza and the Haku storyline. When I saw that, I just felt very touched. Because, Haku died, and then Zabuza was trying to act like he's still a tool. But in the end, he's really a friend. He is his only friend, his only, close person that he could ever get. But now Haku's dead. He felt like he has the need to cry because he lost everything for that. And I felt very emotional side. And you got that Sadness of Sorrow soundtrack playing, and that's one of the best soundtrack I ever hear in anime. So yeah, that got me into it, and then I want to watch more because I expect a lot of more emotional side, character development, and all that stuff. As of now, I still read it. I still like I still like Naruto as it is. I probably have to reread in order to revive my likeness of Naruto, because it's all because that war arc lasted so long that I felt like I completely forgot that how Naruto used to be. Just focus on this character development, problem there, and then fights, and conclusion. But now since this war arc is like, oh, there's a problem there, fight, new problem there, fight, new problem there, and so on. So that's why it dragged on so long. I kind of forget how Naruto used to be like, because we're in this arc for 2.5 years. So hopefully, for the last arc, it'll be like the old days. Just focus on Team 7 and the new situation that's going to happen, and that'll be it. But yeah, I still like it. I could like it more again, like how I used to like back in the early part 2s, by rereading it and remind myself how good it was, or is. I mean, it's still good to me, but I want to make it look like that foundation I used to have with Naruto.
It's better to go back and reread it too, because like Naruto's a series you have to read by volume, not by chapter, and so if you read through those fights, like they last so long for us because we're waiting for one chapter each week, but if you read just the volume, it just goes by really quickly. So, I guess the war arc really isn't that bad if you read it all together.
Yeah.
Anyway, that's just my thought.
Yeah, I agree.
For life, what was that about the bootleg? What are you trying to do? Get my podcast off the air?
No. Well, this is. Well,
I've been bootlegging anime for years. Thanks a lot.
Where you're
canceled in the second episode, jerk.
when you live in New York City, bootleg is hardly illegal anymore. I mean, especially it's like those. Like, that's Chinatown, nice place, but obviously they have bootleg DVD as well. Not to say they all do that, but there are places that has that, and they sell them. I used to thought they were real until I realized it's not. It took me a while, but I should have realized earlier.
It is real, a real life fake.
It's like, wait a minute, this didn't come from Japan. This just come from you.
To answer the question of my part, you would have to go back 7 years of my life when I met the first girl that I have ever loved in my life. She was a big Naruto fan at the time. She was also a NaruSaku fan. I actually started the series as a Naruhina fan, but she loved this. That's what got me into it, was her. After she died, I converted to a NaruSaku fan because of it, because she was very much like Sakura in a lot of ways, and it always reminds me of her every time I read this book. I know it's kind of sappy and kind of cheesy. Oh, look, he's being a hopeless romantic again, but still, it's just who I am. As for why I keep reading it, it's fun. I'm entertained. Yeah, there's some crap parts in it, but I still want to turn the page. I still want to see what happens next chapter. I still want to see what the outcomes are. So yeah, you do hit bumps, you do hit bad chapters, you hit bad writing, but I'm still interested. I'm still willing to read the next chapter and keep going to see what happens.
Oh, that's good.
All right, the next question. Huh?
Anyway, go on. Go on.
Well, the next question is from Foolish Youngling. Foolish Youngling. He's from the forum too. I think it's a he, or is it a she?
It's a he.
Okay, it's a he. Sorry about that. But he asked, who is your favorite character in Naruto, and why is he/she your favorite?
Okay. I can't pick one favorite. So.
Well, wing it. Tell us.
Alright. Well,
people want to know.
Alright, my favorite now, I have to say, is Kabuto. And that is because he's first introduced, he's just, oh look at this little geek with his ninja info cards, and then you fast forward to how he is in the war, and all of a sudden he's one of the most powerful people around. I also always found him interesting, always found he had this aura about him, even all the way back in the Chunin exams, when he was first introduced with Team 7 in the Forest of Death, and they're fighting the Oboro brothers, or brothers? I don't even know. They're fighting those guys, the Illusion. He gets slashed across the nose, and you see that look in his eye. That always intrigued me. His behavior with Orochimaru always intrigued me. And as he slowly unlayered himself over the course of the manga, I just loved him more and more and more. And when his backstory was finally released recently, that was the most involved I had been in the manga for a really long time. Although now he's kind of disabled because Itachi had to beat him for plot. So that's my favorite character, and that's the best explanation I could give as to why.
Pretty sure everyone already knows who my favorite character is at this point.
Right?
Captain Ginyu. He's not even in this one.
Yeah. Yeah, I love Sakura. I've pretty much already explained why earlier on, so I just think she's a really great role model for women. And, I can relate the best to her character with what she's gone through. And, how she's come back from it. And, I don't know, she's just my favorite. I don't know, she's just a really likable character.
Cool.
Mm-hmm.
Mine? Well, to be honest, it's actually Naruto himself. Probably because I could relate to him the most. And, for a shonen character, I mean, yeah, you could say he's somewhat, you could say he's not original, but I don't know. I really like his development because, you gotta think about it. He came as a guy who's very annoying, prankster. He looked like the guy you really want to hate, and you want to question yourself, why in the heck did Kishi create a character that's so annoying that we don't even care about him? But as time grows, you see the maturity growing from him. And, Part 2 is nowhere near the same as, the very early of Part 1. Not one bit. I mean, yeah, he still got the personality, but it's not, very annoying. It's just, that's just normal. He's human. But, he has that emotional side, and he has a lot of shonen characters doesn't really, develop their mental. They usually just develop their powers, and then their mental is always the same level. It's kind of let's take Goku. Well, at least Goku know what marriage is now. But anyway, but let's take I don't know. I guess I could take a lot of shonen, but let me just give two. Think of Hitman Reborn. I don't even know how you say kata or whatever. Anyway, take that for example. All right, you got the kid who's I don't want to be that 10th mafia crap, and then that go on for a whole entire manga. And mentally, you never get a development. The only development you probably get is hey, I got friends. That's the basic 101. You got friends, protect them. But for Naruto, it's more than that. It's about he goes in depth with these friends or bonds in this case. He goes way more in depth into it, and he goes from a guy who's really just pranking the world and doesn't give a crap to a guy who actually really cares about it so much he's gonna not only take care of Konoha, but he's trying to take care of the world. So that's a lot of stuff for him to do. Or take, I don't know, is it really considered shonen? It's not a shonen jump, but I don't know what it's considered. Take Fairy Tail. Natsu's, he has that. Well, you know what? If you say bad things to my guild, I'm gonna kick your butt. Stuff like that. Yeah, I got that, but it's never really. You never get the new. You never get anything else from him, but besides him being goofball and then just kicking butt. But for I said, for Naruto, that goofball moments, it's only happening. It only happens when it's a daily life meant to be comedy routine moments. But and the thing about Kishi, it doesn't really reuse jokes over and over again. Hey, I remember this joke from the first chapter. It's never really like that. It's always a new joke that comes from Naruto. It depends on the development. So yeah, for Naruto, yeah, he's my favorite character for that many reasons. I mean, granted, it's a little annoying, Sasuke this, Sasuke that, but hey, when he gets his moments like the Sage against Pain, that's when he really, really, really shine. And right now he's still, doing some cool things. Yeah, he has some little hiccups on 615, but let's forget about that and just go along with it, and and I'm pretty sure he's gonna do some really cool moments in the upcoming in this upcoming battle. So yeah, that's my thought.
All right. I would have to say my favorite character is a tie between, actually male character would be a tie between Naruto and Rock Lee. Naruto because, well, he sort of reminds me of myself, the kind of never give yourself enough credit, always thinking, you need to do better to earn what you need, and really you've already done everything you could and you deserve it kind of way. But, and Rock Lee, he's just my favorite because he's just so fun to just watch and be this character. I mean, there are moments where he has a hard time of being, as we discussed earlier in the podcast, of having these really serious moments, I want to say. But when he's getting in that groove, especially when drunken Rock Lee hits the scene, I was like, this boy's about to do something, You get that same excitement from like when Ash flips his hat in Pokemon. You're like, oh, it's about to go down, son. But yeah, that's always my favorite. My favorite female character actually is Sakura, and it's for the very same reasons Slextrem gave, except I'm not a female and I can't relate to that. But I hope not. But but her being that kind of a strong woman that supports people and is not just for the eye candy, not just for the fan service, but just to be the kind of woman that you can rely on. It's what makes me admire her the most about her. And if I ever get a girl like that in my life, I would be very happy. And I will provide my number, ladies, if you want it.
Wow.
Hey, I'm lonely. What do you want from me?
I do gotta say she is my favorite female character as well. That's for sure.
For me too.
Yes.
Yeah. She's just
I could go.
perfect.
Yeah, I could go on to explain, but I think a lot of people already said it best, so no need.
All right, ready for the next question?
Sure.
Yeah.
Bring it on. But this is from the Naruto forum. I don't know who wrote it because I was not given a name to it. But
I think it should be Candle Guy if I remember.
Oh, really?
Yes, he's also in the Heaven and Earth forum as well. So yeah.
All right. Well, Candle Guy, this is for you. Okay. He asked, what do you think about parallels, and are they reliable foreshadowing for NaruSaku?
Oh, if I may. Yeah. Honestly, I think the first two parallel, which is Chihara and Tsunade and Minato and Kushina, maybe it was just coincidence. But when Obito Rin happened, I'm convinced that Kishi really, 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 really loves parallel, and he really doing this on purpose. Because come on, it's just there's so many ways you could create a sad tragic love story, but he didn't. He did what Team 7 is going through, but instead it has a bad ending, of course, with Obito supposedly dying, and then when he comes back, Rin died. So it's like a love-struck tragic story. But again, he could have done it a different way. He sure did it a different way with other characters, well, barely other characters. But point is, it's the same thing as Team 7. Kakashi is Sasuke, he's all mission this, mission that, no love for me, I don't care, or anything like that. Obito, I could prove you all wrong that I am the best, and he gets his butt kicked, 1, 2, 3, stuff like that. But anyway, the point is the parallel is too obvious now. It makes it worse that he made a movie that made too much connection without either being intentional or unintentional. I don't even know. And just made it too obvious. Me, to be honest, I mean, small question for all of you, but does anybody get a feeling that he's going to connect those parallel one by one, all three of them, now that Minato is alive? Does anybody get that feeling he's going to start connecting them?
Not anymore.
He might.
Like, think about it. We got Obito Rin connection, it's still impending, but it could happen still. Tsunade's going to...
I'm questioning on how clever he's going to do it, if he does do it at all. I don't want it to be like a forced thing, like, hey, Sakura, you remind me of my wife.
Not like that, but, well, not like that, but like, just think it this way, like, what I'm saying is that, we got impending Obito-Rin connection. Tsunade could die, and maybe we get like some insight of her, like, oh, my regret is this, that, oh, I failed to try to save everybody because I'm gonna die here. Kind of like Jiraiya regret list when he was about to die. Like, I feel like if Tsunade's gonna die, she should say something, last word, into her mind, like like remembering the thoughts, remembering, Jiraiya and her days, blah blah blah. That's another way to parallel. And 3, Minato is alive now. I don't know how he's gonna do it, but somehow he can do it. And it feels like all three parallels can be addressed in one go. But it feels like now it's possible because Minato is alive, and well, you know what I mean, revive as a, I don't know, Edo Tensei style, and a lot of possibility could happen. And now I feel like all the parallel can be addressed, if not at least one, which most likely going to be Obito-Rin. So yeah, my conclusion to the parallels, Kishi is just a parallel fan. That's all I can say. He's just a really, 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 really loves parallels. I mean, even the Sasuke got a parallel with Naruto. Go figure.
I don't think, like, parallels can't be used as solid evidence of NaruSaku. That's just a fact, they're there, but it doesn't necessarily mean he's gonna make NaruSaku happen just because he has this parallel. What they can do, though, is kind of give us an idea of what he might do, or like what kind of writing he likes to do. And so far we've seen a pattern where the guy gets with this girl and they're in a similar situation to Naruto and Sakura. One thing I'm going to bring up is like the whole pattern of the guy getting with a really fierce woman, like a tsundere type, and like we see this even with Shikamaru's father, and he gives this whole spiel about how even the roughest woman can be tender with the guy that she loves. And like, so we see that with most of the moms. Like Kiba's mom is really fierce. Shikamaru's mom is fierce too. That's kind of like the same idea as Sakura being a tsundere. Then we have Kushina, who's a fierce woman as well. And then there's, of course, Tsunade and Jiraiya's relationship, which kind of, well, doesn't quite mirror. Well, yeah, I guess it does. It depends on how you look at it. It doesn't mirror like Team 7 completely, just because I don't think Tsunade liked Orochimaru, but their actual relationship just between Jiraiya and Tsunade does parallel Naruto and Sakura quite a bit. And we have a lot of parallels that kind of match up with what we see in Naruto and Sakura. So it doesn't necessarily mean it's going to lead to them, but I think there's a high possibility that it will, just because that seems to be the pattern that Kishimoto has been using with all of these couples. Yeah, that's about all I really have to say about it. I mean, they're exciting and they're fun to talk about, but like they shouldn't be used as evidence of anything.
Is there any characters like Hinata, that shy character? Because I can't think of any other one besides her.
Yeah, it'd be funny if the anime would do that. Like, create a new character in every parallel. Like, you just imagine seeing chapter 599 being animated, and then you got one new extra character, Hinata type, and everybody's like, "Who is that guy? Who's that girl?" I mean, like, why is she stalking Obito?
Yeah, that's one thing I noticed. There really isn't any Hinata parallel in any of the couples where there's this girl that's liked him, like the guy, for like the whole time, and she's shy and quiet, and he suddenly falls in love with her. That hasn't happened. People have tried to force Hinata into parallels like Kushina, but like, let's be honest here, Kushina is not a parallel of Hinata at all. Don't even try to make that argument. Do not even try to make that argument. Like, you could just like look up online. Other people have made wonderful posts about the similarities between Kushina and Sakura. There's so many between those two. Like, you just can't. Hinata doesn't have anything in common with Kushina other than the fact that she has long hair. That's it.
Kushina's hair is very long. It hit the ground, if I remember.
But yeah, no.
And everyone's drawn in a black outline. Black is the same as her hair color. It's a
It's a
vengeful.
parallel.
It's right there.
Yeah,
Well,
no, Hinata doesn't really have her own parallels. But anyway.
And if you don't agree, you're not reading the same manga.
No.
For me, I do think that well, no, I'll correct myself. I used to think that parallels worked, like especially the NaruSaku ones, because once is coincidence, twice is oh maybe something else, and then like you said, he obviously does have a love for parallels. Just the recent shot of Sasuke on top of the thing, like Naruto was. But I do feel like his writing has gotten more inconsistent as time has gone on, and I don't think that the same rules are going to apply. I question his whether his resolve to go whether with his original plan or quote unquote plan, what he's hinted at the whole manga, or if he's just like, oh, he doesn't care anymore. And I'm getting the feeling that he really doesn't care too much anymore. So I really can't use the parallels as solid evidence anymore. Just because of that. That's old intent, and I don't know. He needs to really prove to us that that intent is still there.
Well, you gotta keep in mind though, like Obito Rin storyline happened in 599. That's like not even. It's like it's like what? See, 19 chapters ago. So he could have really manipulated that storyline into like I don't know, maybe more related to Naruto and Hinata one, but he still chose to do way more into the Naruto Sakura one, especially with this Obito want to be Hokage. Do that special smile for that girl that he's into, and she has that gambate expression, meaning do your best, the way how Sakura always say, do your best, stuff like that, and stuff like that. And then you got Kakashi being like, I'm the top student, and nobody can touch me, nobody can surpass me. Obito, you're always gonna be zero, loser, stuff like that. It's the exact same as T7. If he really didn't care, he wouldn't even try to do the same connection as Team 7. I mean, it's literally Team 7, but like I don't know, the second generation of it, I guess you could say. So,
my question, I'm sorry, where you? I
was done actually.
Finished? Oh, all right. My thing is, he hasn't done anything yet with it. As soon as a parallel came out with that, oh, is he going to do something with that? Because it's immediate, it's here. But he didn't. Now, he can with time, but there is one factor that goes in that I think really deterred my faith. Again, it all leads back to chapter 615. It all leads back to that. And my lack of faith is really linked to that now, just because that chapter, in terms of character and just all of that, it was so off, and I can't think anymore. Hey, he has a plan. NaruSaku is the most likely parent. I can't think that anymore because he's kind of contradicted himself, I think, and my faith in that is I still think it is the best, quote unquote, best pairing in the manga, but there's no guarantee that'll happen, and I don't think that I don't know if I think it will happen in the manga anymore.
So you're saying like the only way to make it not work is pretty much betray your own work, like kind of like, huh?
Yes, because he's built it up so much.
Yeah, that's the only way, but it's very, very damaging, and I hope he knows that. I really hope he knows that, because if he really take advantage of like, well, nobody would really care. I could just do anything I want, and they'd be like, hey, that was a great chapter, a great manga. I hope that's not the case that he thinks, but I don't think so. But don't get me wrong. I do have that in mind that he could do that. I'm just hoping really it doesn't go to that direction. Like I said, if he happened to connect every parallel to Hinata out of the blue. Yeah, he really manipulated all of us, and he really betrayed his work. I'm not. It's like I said, NaruSaku. The reason why I root for this pairing so much is because like it follows the story. The story led them, to be together, and it's getting forced in. Not like how 615 tried to do, even though it was not love attention, but like it is trying to forces us like to think, oh, I guess Hinata and Naruto they are gonna get together, but that's so late in the game. Why not did that? Why not do that in the first place? Why not do that back in part 1, part 2? First chapter, second chapter, anything. Why do it now? So I know we're so far in the game and we're almost at the end, but since we're at the end, that means he's like, oh yeah, I should make one canon pairing. I got an idea. Naruto and Hinata. That's a good one because everybody likes Hinata. That's the only way he's gonna come across that mind, and it's the only way he's gonna betray his work by doing that because he didn't develop it for it. So.
That's kind of helped me relax to the idea. 615 really shocked me, even after Neji's death. Like that shocked me to the core. But then 615 came out and it was just pouring more salt into the wound.
Pretty much.
It's made me realize if NaruSaku doesn't happen, now obvious to say it's not the end of the world, but now it's even less because it doesn't damage the pairing itself. The pairing itself still has all that, build up from earlier in the manga. It damages his credibility as a writer.
Yes. Honestly, you can go.
That was it. I was just reinforcing it.
Well, if that's the case, to be honest, his next manga, if he comes out with another one, I'll probably not read it. Because, I will read it, but I probably won't be too invested because I'll be like, oh yeah, I know he could try to change his mind out of the blue and he will betray everything. So I better not invest this guy, invest that character, invest my time. I'll just read it for fun because
we know what he's capable of.
Yeah,
I'm not worried at all about NaruSaku, to be honest. 615, it didn't really shake my belief in the pairing being canon at all, just because it's another moment where it's Hinata showing affection for Naruto and Naruto not responding, or responding in a platonic kind of way, and we got that in 616 where he's just giving his chakra to everyone else, right?
Yeah.
So, like, to me, I'm not worried at all about 615 happening. I think it was meant to be a red herring. Kind of the same way how Toby calls himself Madara, and everyone's like, oh, he's actually Madara, he's not Obito, and it throws everyone off, and then, oh, the big unveiling at the end, oh, he's actually Obito. It's kind of the same thing here. So, like, we get this big moment with Naruto holding Hinata's hand, and it looks like, something might be there, but then not so much, when you get the next chapter, oh, it turns out he's just giving her chakra, and the reason why he was holding her hand so long was because Kurama was, charging up his chakra, and he wasn't ready to transfer it quite yet, and then, he goes and holds hands with everyone else, and, like, it did take away from 615, actually, but, it was still a Naruhina moment, and that they had the physical contact, and Naruto's acknowledging her and all that, but I don't think that's the moment that's going to lead them into being canon. And I still have faith that Naruto loves Sakura. I really don't think his feelings have changed. I think a lot of Naruhina fans are making the same mistake that we made when we assumed that Sakura stopped loving Sasuke and was now in love with Naruto. And then we got 540, which was a huge reality check, where it's like, no, she still has feelings for Sasuke, unfortunately. I think they're making the exact same mistake here in assuming that Naruto suddenly has feelings for Hinata out of the blue. We haven't seen anything in the manga to support that. So, I have full faith in NaruSaku happening at the end. And 615 really hasn't really done anything to deter me from that.
Okay, well, look at it this way. A lot of people assumed, even I kind of assume a little, that 616 was going to be about Naruto and Hinata fighting together, literally together, just one by one. Oh, you know what I mean. And just tag team against that beast, and they would beat it. They would win.
Mm-hmm.
I thought that would happen. I'll be like, what is this? But it didn't happen. Thankfully, it didn't happen because it would be even if it happened for Naruto Sakura. As much as I like it, it just sounds it just sounds
unrealistic.
Yeah,
it's going
unrealistic.
Against, yeah.
And then everybody would just keep commenting. Look at those two. They're a great couple. All that mushy stuff. It would just be too much. I was like,
you know what messed everyone up with this whole thing, I think, was the 3-week hiatus. Because we had to deal with, like, our fandom was pretty broken after 615 came out, like, and we all had our worries about it. I didn't think it was logical for Naruto to fight with Hinata. At the time, I thought it was a possibility, though. After a while, it started seeming like a possibility, because you keep getting, all these things like on the internet where you have Naruhina fans that are celebrating and they're giving out their theories and stuff. And, I did have a theory that Naruto could just give his chakra to everybody else, and that, the reason why he's holding her hand is just to give her chakra, and it could be a part of the plan. But after dealing with all the other fans that are like, telling you, no, it's canon, you just gotta wait and see, they're gonna have this huge moment in the next chapter. It starts to, like, mess with your head a bit. Like, you start thinking, yeah, you know what, they're right. They could be right. That's gonna happen. But, like, with 616, there's nothing to be worried about. And that was the point where I was like, yeah, 615's nothing.
Pass along, people.
So is 618 really that bad? Considering how much damage that one chapter did, and all the stress that it caused throughout the entire Naruto fandom.
Nah, 618 is fine. I just don't like Sasuke, but.
I mean, no offense to all those Naruto Saku fans on the forum that are just complaining and complaining and complaining. Look at what happened in 615 and 616 compared to how 618. Yeah, I know there's crap that happened in 618, but is it really that bad compared to what happened then?
Mm-hmm.
Did it really cause that much damage to allow you to hate this chapter? And I think some people are just complaining now. I mean, again, no offense to anybody in the forum, because I love you all, but calm down.
Yeah.
I don't think the quality of the chapter matters on how much damage it caused. I think it's just, like, I think it's kind of a side effect. This one, no, it didn't cause nearly as much damage, but I still think it was worse than 615 just because of so much forced into this one chapter,
I understand.
Well, because you disagree with me, you're banned from the podcast forever.
Nobody disagrees with me.
So, James, what's your take on the parallels? We kind of went off topic.
Oh, well, now we're going to move to the fun cafe. And everybody got quiet. Oh.
I got it.
A low plus. That's oh man. Sorry, Strider.
we was wondering what's your take.
I'm just saying, I'm having fun with it. I'm just joking. That's how I get over my problems. But my take is, well, all I know is that my gut says maybe.
Okay.
Pretty simple. I don't know. Okay, I don't know if the parallels are real or not. I could see it. There are many different factors, or many different, things are similar, things are different. However, I can think of better arguments than just using the parallels to say why one canon is more canon than the other, or why one pairing is better than the other. It's cheap. And if I really want to say this to any fan out there, whether it be NaruSaku, Naruhina, Sasusaku, any of the fandoms out there, if you believe in the parallels, great, stick with it. If you don't believe in it, that's also fine. Don't change your mind every time a new chapter comes.
Oh my gosh.
I am so sick of hearing people, oh look, you can see the parallels here, but I go, last week, didn't you just say that parallels nothing?
Mm-hmm.
Against what you just said?
Apparel don't mean anything. Oh, look, hey, what Hinata did remind me of Kushina. Now it parallels to Kushina.
Yeah, so
The double
it jumped.
standards.
Yes.
if I could say anything, have consistency, people. Be consistent. I don't care what you believe in, just be consistent.
Yes.
Good
Word of
point to
wisdom.
reinforce.
We got 2 more questions here, but I think one's kind of self-explanatory. Or you could just visit
Okay.
the forums to see our opinion about it. What do you think about Sakura's confession? But I don't really think we need to answer this one. I could basically sum it up in like 2 sentences. Was it a lie? No. What was the lie was that her not caring about Sasuke.
Yeah.
Does she care about Naruto? Yes, she does, because she was willing to sacrifice everything, including Naruto's view of her, just to save his life.
Mm-hmm.
And I think this is a general consensus that every NaruSaku fan feels, roughly. There might be minor differences here and there, but I think that's the general consensus of it.
That's about it, yeah. There's more you can add in, but, like, I don't want to go into details with that whole thing, because it's a mess.
Yeah.
Explaining every little thing about it is a complete mess, and there's so many interpretations of it, but I basically feel the same way as you do. She was selfless there. It does not prove that, you know, she doesn't actually love Naruto, and it doesn't prove that Naruto hates her or anything like that. That's only looking at the surface of it. You have to dive a lot deeper into it to get the real understanding of what her confession was all about. So, I don't know. Like you said, check the forums for opinions on that one. Because I'm sure there are a lot of posts on the forums about that. Oh, yeah.
Pages of it.
You could have one podcast dedicated to the Sakura's confession, and that's how long. And it's just,
want to.
it's really complicated. Like, you know, a lot of people not a lot of people keep asking him, but like there are people that ask, you know, Kishi, like, hey Kishi, did you make Sakura into a lying, cold person by, you know, taking advantage of his feelings, stuff like that? You know, this question that really come around, like, you know, it's hard to. I guess you could say it's ambiguous because it's hard to say which is if the whole confession is truly a lie or only the Sasuke part is a lie. I think the Sasuke part is a lie. That's fact in my opinion. The love part, that's all up for grabs. It's all debatable. You could debate for years to come, as long as Kishi doesn't answer it yet. If he doesn't answer for like a good 2 years, we're gonna have this discussion for another 2 years.
We're messed up.
Yeah.
Inside joke. It's a whole new soccer field.
But you know, there's a lot of interpretation on that. Obviously, just check on the post, and even the video games couldn't find they've had their own interpretation. They say like, you know, hey, if Sakura loves me, that's great, but I can't let go of Sasuke because he is important to me as well, and I gotta do this first. Enough said. That's their interpretation. That's how they take it. I don't know what is our take. We all have a different opinion on our take. My take is basically, you know, you can't stop caring about Team Sasuke because he's part of Team 7. And if you don't care, fine. But I still care because he's still important to me. But the love part got ignored because, you know, it stopped. The love part stopped being talked around the part when Sakura says, if you don't love me, then just say it. After that, there was no more mention of the love. It's all about Naruto should take care of himself because he's gonna get himself killed, and forget about Sasuke because Sasuke is making Naruto suffer, and that's it.
I think something that people should keep in mind when thinking about Sakura's confession is the interview that Kishimoto had afterwards, and Sakura's voice actress Nakamura Chie, she asked about that, and Kishimoto said, you know, I was wanting to depict her as an honest and stubborn girl. So just keep that in mind when you're thinking about her confession. Honest and stubborn.
Yeah. I think when they talk to each other again, I do think we'll probably get some real conclusion to it. I just get a feeling we do. Because, if you notice, when people talk to Naruto in this arc, especially this arc, it's always they come with a conclusive thought. Like Rock Lee got a conclusive thought. You know what? You're right. He belongs in my heart. You know what? I'm going to kick Madara butt right now. And, stuff like that. Like, hey, Hinata, I'm going to acknowledge you by saying thank you very much. So here's my hand to you. Or, stuff like that. It feels like if you get near to him, you're going to get development, auto development, I guess you could say.
Mm-hmm.
So if Sakura gets approached, if Sakura get approached to Naruto, it's a guarantee of development. So,
Madara, cake or death?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's about all we have to say about that.
Yeah. If you want to learn more, go to your local library. Read a book, kids.
We have a encyclopedia on Sakura's confession. That's how big it is.
Pretty much.
You can have like those kind of like one of those English homeworks. You got to do some research and you get some third-party source. It's like that for Sakura confession. You get a third-party source, so it's 200-page worth, and there's
Naruto
more to
and
it.
Sakura by William Shakespeare.
All right, Zach.
Again, there's nothing I can cover anymore from this topic. She was being honest. She just didn't depict it right.
Pretty much.
There we go.
Final question. Well, not the final question. I got one more after that one, but this is from the last one from Candle Guy. Do you think NS will be saved for the climax of the story?
You mean
Probably.
like at the very end?
Most likely.
Yes.
At the very end, most likely. If there's anything I learned from a lot of mangas, it's most likely going to be that way. Especially, I can't say the other manga that did it because I was spoiled for a lot of people. But there is one manga I always going to keep in mind, and it happened to be one of them. So I could see Naruto doing that one. Like, I think that now the Naruto become Hokage will be the very, very, very last thing, like a almost near to epilogue scene moment. Because not that Naruto said, "Hey, once I finish," well, he didn't say it directly, but he kind of give you the idea. Once he gets Sasuke situation solved, everything is open. He could finally do whatever he needs to do because he finally overcome his challenge. And Sakura Confession happens to be one of them. I mean, not Sakura Confession. Confess to Sakura happens to be one. So I feel like once Sasuke is done with, like, probably like the last chapter and probably like page, I don't know, like in the middle of, like, save that special chapter happens to get 50 pages. Let's say in page 30, that's all about Naruto and Sakura. And then Naruto will propose or confess. And you get the epilogue and there you go, the end. That's what I feel like.
Yeah. Sasuke's like the last hurdle for both Naruto and Sakura. I feel like, once they have that final Team 7 moment, that might be when she finally shows that she has gotten over him, moved past that part of her life, and now can just look at him as a teammate that inspired her, and helped her get out of that phase of insecurity, because she's been chasing Sasuke the same way that Naruto has, and that she wanted to be acknowledged by him. So I really don't think that she actually loves him. Like, I feel like it's a very superficial kind of love, and she's very close to getting over that, which we saw in 540. Her expression when she's thinking about Sasuke, yes, it confirms she loves him, but it also shows that she's not happy about it. So I feel like we're very, very close to her, getting over that final hurdle, which will likely happen at the very end during that final Team 7 development. And then with Naruto, Sasuke is going to be his final hurdle as well. And like he said in Sai's flashback, the thing that's holding him back from revealing his feelings to Sakura is the fact that he couldn't keep his promise. So whenever that's all fulfilled and dealt with, then I think we'll finally see NaruSaku. And also, like, couples typically don't become canon until the very end anyway. That's just how it is in shonen manga. you know, I mean, there might be some exceptions here and there, but like from the ones that I've read, the couples usually don't, they aren't finalized until the very, very end. So
unless you don't really care about romance, you could just finalize in the very beginning.
yeah,
Like kind of like Yu Yu Hakusho, just get over with. Or like if you have a different plan in mind, like in Bakuman, you know, they already love each other. The only question is, can they get to that goal of marriage? Well, that's where you read the manga for. Well, it's not mainly about that, but you know, that's their goal for each other. But there's more to it in that manga. But the point is, you know, like if you have a, you know, like a manga that started off like, oh, you got a hero, heroine, and you decide to get romance in the end, you know, you obviously gonna save that to the very end and just keep building up from there.
Yep.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm gonna add this. Hang in there. You know, some of the best love stories that have ever been written. I mean, and this could be any form and any story. There's always gonna be conflict in it. Even if the development is quote unquote negative, and I'm using that and I'm saying this lightly, even if it is kind of like a negative, like with Sakura's confession, where how some people saw it as a negative, it actually still was a positive development because it's the one time in a while that they actually got to talk about something other than what they usually talk about. Mm-hmm. And even then, it's like the first time that they started talking and understand each other, where maybe even Naruto has to wake up and has to accept some things. And even then, Hinata, the Naruhina thing, there is no conflict whatsoever. It's too easy for them to get together because Hinata is like bent over backwards, subservient to him. Hinata, I love you so much. Go jump off a bridge. Okay. You know?
Well, when you think about it, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
I was just saying that, you know, for Sakura, it's more like, why? Why, you know, she's always the kind of girl to ask why. Why do I do this? Why do I care? Why do this? And I think that's really important. You should always have to ask yourself why you do something. And Sakura just has a better answer than I think Hinata could ever give.
Mm-hmm.
And she's going through that phase, you know, like, well, she's not asking herself so many times. Like, you know, like, why, what do I see in Naruto? Not like that, but there are a lot of moments that it felt like, you know, are you sure you're just friends? Because you're doing something that's a little bit more than that. And she's not aware of it, in my opinion. She's not aware of it. I think she's in that state, like, she doesn't realize what she's doing is the real love or, you know, true love. Not like the way how she imagined with her and Sasuke a long time ago. I mean, maybe she tried, but Sasuke keep pushing him back, especially the part when he's like, hey, you're sure you're going to enter this shooting exam? He's like, yeah, I'll be fine. I got the curse seal. So what? Leave me alone. You know, stuff like that. She tried to open herself, but Sasuke just keep pushing it back. But at least Naruto is like, you know, at least he won't be rude. He would be like, oh, I'm okay. Don't worry about it. You know, like he had that smile. Like, just imagine if, you know, if Sasuke was in that part where you find out Jinchurukin dies when their beasts get taken away. We're like, oh, you're always going to cry. You know what? I thought you did better. Well, anyway, we should just keep going. Enough of this troublesomeness and stuff like that. That would be Sasuke style. But Naruto is like, I know you always cry, but don't worry. And they put that smile. I'm going to save Gaara. I don't know if he's really being, you know, naive. I mean, not naive. If he's really being oblivious to her feelings. But either way, the point is Naruto reassuring that, you know, everything's gonna be okay. You know, try to keep that smile. Don't ever let her turn upside down. But that's how Naruto works.
You were gonna say something, Zach. What were you gonna say?
Just when you think about it, that Naruhina, for it to happen, Hinata is of course all over Naruto. But the hurdle that Naruto would have to go over to have feelings for her is much larger than the hurdle Sakura at this point has to go over to be able to have those feelings for Naruto. Because because those feelings they were never there, where Sakura they're at least present.
Mm-hmm.
And it's been developing since the beginning.
Yes.
So I feel like that's the downfall of Naruhina, is like it's so late in the game to develop it at all, and like you'd have to change Naruto's feelings completely. And we're already supposed to be really close to the end of the series, right? So it's like, how do you do that right now?
Yeah. Steve Ballmer, can you help us out, please? Development.
Unless Naruto is very professional at hiding his feelings for Hinata, but doubt it.
Yeah, me too.
The funny thing is, Naruto never really has that special smile for any other girl. It's just Sakura, if you ever notice. Like, you know, that smile, that close your eyes, big happy smile face, that kind of smile. He only has that, yeah, I'm so cool. Just, if I'm cool, you should be cool too. That kind of smile.
And likewise, Sakura has a very special smile that she reserves only for Naruto as well, where she looks very fond.
Exactly. Every time I see like a good panel of her smiling, it just makes me feel good, because it makes me feel like, you know, Naruto got that intention, that happy wife, happy life. That's the intention that Naruto has, and I really, really admire that.
Mm-hmm.
We need these two. Yeah, we need these two to reunite already. But first, hey, what is the answer of life? Answer me, you Hokages. First, we got to deal with that.
42.
Yeah.
Only the real geeks will know that one. All right. Final question. Because I know the forum's gonna beat me up if I didn't ask this, but are you gonna start doing videos again, Slextrem?
Yeah, I'd like to keep doing videos. The problem is, like, I'm a college student, and I'm taking 5 classes each semester, and there's a lot of work that goes into taking 5 classes. So, I mean, I was able to put up the video for 6:15 because it was Christmas break. I had time to do it. Unfortunately, it got flagged by somebody and taken down for copyright, which I don't think should have been the case because I was under fair use. But I didn't feel like making a claim because it seemed like a big pain in the butt. But yeah, I'd like to keep making videos. I just barely have the time for it. I know a lot of people are curious as to why I stopped in the first place. It was just because I felt like I was causing fights between people, you know, and like I had a lot of videos. My first videos were very, very biased. I had some where I was flaming other fans, and, you know, and I was so immature with it. I was really young when I first started making the videos too. I hadn't really had time to grow up and you know, just smarten up, right? And so, like, I'd go and see my comment sections, and everyone would be fighting all the time, and it just, after a while, I just felt so, like, it was so pointless, you know? It's like, why did I even upload that? You know,
Everything's pointless. Want to go talk about it?
I just felt like, you know, why did I even bother uploading that? What was my point in that video? Like, I had one where I just bashed Naruhina fans, and I was very, very rude, and it wasn't a video that I was very proud of. So anyway, after a while, like, I just felt really ashamed of having even uploaded certain videos of mine, so I took them down one by one, and as I saw that people were continuously fighting on my other videos, you know, it just got to a point where I was like, you know what, screw this. I'm just going to shut the whole thing down. And so that's what happened. But, you know, I miss making videos. It was a really fun pastime. And I like to see everybody's comments, and I like to hear from my subscribers. It makes me happy when people tell me that they've enjoyed my videos and I've helped give them insight into the manga or about the pairings or whatever. So, you know, and with my video for 6:15, I was really just wanting to make everyone else feel better about what happened, and really warmed my heart to get comments from NaruSaku fans who were, you know, just really grateful to have that video to go to give them a little bit more hope. So, I'd really like to get that feeling back again too from posting my videos. So in the future, I will, if I do make any more, which I would really like to do, I'm going to be a bit more mindful about things. I'm going to try and tone down the bias a bit more than I have in some of my past videos, and just try and make everyone happy. So, yeah, I guess you guys could expect more videos from me, assuming I get a break sometime soon from my homework. But yeah, I'll definitely be trying.
Well, I got a special announcement. I have decided to make Slextrem one of the partners on my YouTube channel,
Yes,
the
that's
NaruSaku
right.
family. So, and if she would like to, this is totally her choice, but I will gladly host any videos that she does from now on, and I will be sure to moderate them, make sure they don't get flagged or taken down, because this is not this idea, this channel is not just about me or you or anybody. It's about all of us, the entire fandom. And even then, when I start get this thing more going, I hope that to see other members try to want to participate, want to give me videos and say, hey, can you host this so we can, I can add to the fan base. And remember, this is about us. This is not about me or you. It's about everyone.
Mhm. Yeah, that's really cool. That'd be amazing. Like if you wanted to moderate my videos and stuff. Like I just don't have time to.
Well,
So-
I'll be happy to do it. I got plenty of time at home, so
Well, thanks
Sadly.
for the offer. Sadly.
So
Aw.
everyone, round of applause.
Yay.
So Slextrem is joining our family.
Well, yeah, if I can get time to make videos, I'd be more than happy to upload on your channel.
That would be splendid. And I'm sure every one of the other members will be happy to see what kind of ideas you come up with for the future.
Looking forward to it.
All right.
So now we've reached the end of our show. Finally.
Yeah, this is a long one.
This is like 3 hours already.
Yeah.
But now that we've reached the end, since we are in the final thoughts, if you could give a message to all the fandoms out there, what would be it?
Well,
Jeez.
well, it'll be a quick one. Well, yes, we're back to Sasuke. Yes, we don't know where Sakura's at. Yes, we want to see the epic conclusion of the battle. Yes, so forth. Just don't worry about it. Right now, we all need a cool down, and the cool down is Sasuke finding the truth from these Kages. And honestly, I think it's needed because a lot of people has been way too invested in the battle, try to predict too much, expected too much, and now we should just cool down and just focus on the plot development that's going to be unfold. And yeah, we will return to the battlefield, and a lot of things that you hope for can come true still. Maybe not, but just cheer up. Just don't worry about what's going on right now. Just right now, we're very focusing on the Sasuke aspect, so there won't be no Naruto, no Sakura, maybe a flashback from somehow, but who knows? I doubt it still. Either way, the main focus is Sasuke and the Kages getting the truth out of them. And yeah, just relax and just enjoy the manga for what is about to unfold.
All right. Who's next?
I pretty much say the same thing. Don't forget to smile and be happy. Remember that this is just a fictional series, and if things don't go how you want them to, don't let it get you down. I know things can be upsetting, but just don't let it affect your life. Try to keep that positive energy going. Be happy and healthy, and try and get along with each other. I know, we have this whole war thing going on between the pairing fan bases, but, at the end of the day, we're all human beings. We're all people. We all love the series, and we really shouldn't be fighting with each other. It's kind of silly, actually.
Having a Vietnam flashback.
So, just get along, be happy, be healthy, smile, stay positive.
Eat your vitamins, kids.
We really need those vitamin, like Flintstone kids or Naruto kids vitamins.
Those would be so cool.
I think
I
Japan
want
probably
those.
has it. I won't
They
be surprised.
probably do. I'd be jealous.
Yeah.
Careful of Sakura, she has a little punch.
Well, I'll say just if you want to, discuss pairings or whatnot with each other across fandoms, at least be reasonable. As in, be respectful to the other person when you're talking to them. Don't be this is right because I say so. Just don't avoid that. Try to elaborate, try to be reasonable and get along, and don't expect the other person to change their beliefs after something like that, because chances are you're just talking for the interaction. You're really not talking to try and persuade the other person. You're really just discussing a series that you enjoy.
That's a really strong point to make.
Yes.
I feel like a lot of people go into debates thinking that they're going to completely change the perspective of the other person, and that's not what it should be about at all. So,
Yeah.
great point there. James?
Zach took my line.
Oh, sorry.
Bogart.
Am I getting kicked off now?
Oh, it's I mean, just to add to it, we discuss every single time something happens, hundreds of topics, whether on the NaruSaku forum or the Naruto forum or any forum for that matter. But I think we all need to remember that at the end of the day, no matter what fandom you follow, we are all Naruto fans first, and I think that's what we need to do. We need to realize that we are Naruto fans first before we are pairing fandoms. And even then, don't lose hope. Don't lose faith so easily. I mean, not after what everything this manga has done, all the development, everything. It's sad to think that some NaruSaku members have just abandoned ship after one bump in the road. But yeah, keep it. Keep the faith. Keep reading. Keep seeing what happens. You never know. You never know what's around the corner. And that even if we lose, I don't think we are, but even if we lose, remember, you still are part of this family, this group. And, well, you have to stick together. Dun dun.
I really like that. Yeah, that's true. We're all here for each other, so just don't forget that.
Should I do my 300 speech now? And all will know that 300,000 NaruSaku fans get the last breath to defend it. Anyway, thanks for coming on the show, guys. It's been fun.
Thanks for having us.
Yeah.
Thank you for setting this up. It was really, really interesting and enjoyable.
I hope you all enjoyed it as much as I enjoy doing these.
Oh yeah, it was a fun time.
More than you know.
This is for you guys.
Yay!
All right. Let's hope for the next chapter to be, pretty productive. More stuff to talk, because I'm pretty sure it should have, unless somehow Sasuke will have a random flashback of millions of things in order to kill 16 pages in its last page. Time to ask you questions next chapter.
And you know me, I'll be on the forum making these long novels things on the forum. Anybody who tries to fight with me, I will crush you with them.
The dreaded wall of text.
Yes.
Broke down the walls of Naruto with a wall of text.
Oh.
Anyway, peace out, everyone.
All right. Thanks,
Bye.